Hello and welcome to Ask a Lawyer, episode number 9. As always, I'm your host, Christopher Small, co-owner, co-founder of Emerald City Law Group, Seattle's best car accident law firm, period. Today, what we're going to talk about is something that's really, really important. It doesn't have much to do with a car accident necessarily. This is more protection for you should an accident happen. What we're talking about today is the 3 types of car insurance that you must have to make sure that you are protected, that your family's protected in case you ever get into any trouble at all, really. Here we go. So the first kind of car accident, or not car accident insurance, the first kind of car insurance that you should have is just your straight liability policy. And typically you want to go up pretty high, in that $100,000 to $300,000 range. The reason that you want to do this is, if you have a job, if you have any kind of significant assets, anything like that, you're going to want to protect yourself in the event that you cause an accident and injure someone. Because the way that insurance works is it's not the end all. Okay, so if you're making $1 million a year and you get in a car accident with someone and you cause them, let's say, $100,000 worth of damage, and you only have $25,000 of insurance, then they can come after you for the remaining 75 grand, like out of your pocket. So that's the reason that we have insurance, is to protect ourselves from these kinds of incidents, from really just destroying our lives, from cleaning out our bank accounts. That's why we have this kind of insurance. The second kind of insurance that you want to have is called personal injury protection. Okay, short is PIP, P-I-P. And in Washington State, you can actually opt out of PIP, but you should never, ever opt out of PIP. What PIP does is it allows you to have your medical bills paid for immediately by your own insurance company, even if you're not at fault. And it doesn't harm your insurance rates, it doesn't do anything like that. The whole point of this is to get you coverage quickly. Before the claim is made, before anything is done, you can run a medical claim through your own company and get paid, get those bills paid and be taken care of immediately. You can get up to at least $10,000 worth of coverage in Washington State. I would really encourage everyone to do that. It's something that you don't need it until you need it, but when you do, man, you really need it. We've had a lot of cases where people don't have PIP, and it's a real struggle because the hospital starts sending medical bills, and they start asking for payment. They start throwing down medical liens and doing all kinds of things that could be avoided if you just had PIP. Third and finally, what you want to have is called uninsured motorist coverage. And I think the name sort of gives away what this coverage is about. What this does is it protects you in case you're ever injured and someone doesn't have enough coverage to pay you for the injuries. So let's go back to that same example. Let's say the person that hits you and injures you has $25,000 worth of coverage. You have $100,000 worth of damages, but the other person doesn't have a job. They have no income. They can't pay that other $75K. If you have uninsured motorist coverage, then your own insurance policy will take care of that difference. And again, this doesn't have any effect on you because the accident wasn't your fault. What you're doing is just protecting against having someone hit you that doesn't have enough coverage to make you whole. And I think that, I guess first, I know in Washington State you can opt out of uninsured motorist coverage too. That's something that you never want to do. I mean, you're more likely to be injured in a car accident than pretty much anywhere else. And I just saw a stat recently that Washington State, I think, is 10th when it comes to uninsured drivers on the road. So the chances of you being hit by someone that doesn't have enough coverage to make you whole is decent. Okay, so those are the 3 types of coverage that you want to make sure that you have. How do you know if you have these? Just pick up the phone, call your insurance company, and find out what you have. One last thing, by the way. For the uninsured motorist coverage, you typically want to have about as much in this coverage as you do in your liability coverage, at least as much, right? Because think about it in this way, the uninsured motorist coverage takes care of you. Your liability coverage takes care of other people. So you want to cover yourself at least as much as you're covering everybody else. Okay? So back to what I was saying. If you want to check out your coverage, just call your insurance agent, ask them what you have, get back that PIP and that uninsured motorist coverage if you don't have it, and hope you never have to use it. All right, I hope that was some helpful information for you. Once again, I'm Christopher Small with Emerald City Law Group. If you have a question or if you are injured in a car accident, please call 206-973-0407. We'd love to help you out.